Another superstar NFL wide receiver has been paid, as the Buffalo Bills and star wide receiver Stefon Diggs have agreed to a 4-year contract worth $96 million, which apparently could be worth even more with incentives. So you're going to have to wait and see what could potentially come out with that. The contract came out a few minutes ago as of recording this, so I'm sure more details will come out. Ian Rappaport even reported that Stefon Diggs is getting a $21.5 million signing bonus and $7 million in guarantees. So overall, a really good contract for him. It's not going to be the number one highest contract for a wide receiver. It's not even going to be number two. However, I think this is a really solid deal for Stefon Diggs and for the Buffalo Bills. Now in the video, I just kind of want to discuss why this is, such a big contract for the Buffalo Bills and why I think it's great for both parties, but just going to allow the Buffalo Bills to continue being the dominant team that we've seen over the last 2 years. Now, when the Bills traded for Stefon Diggs from the Minnesota Vikings, he was known as a locker room cancer, a guy who caused many problems because he always wanted the ball. He didn't, feel that he was treated fairly in Minnesota. So ultimately he requested a trade, which landed him in Buffalo, which people were not too keen on when he was first traded because the Buffalo Bills at that time had a very young quarterback in Josh Allen who hadn't developed into a great quarterback yet. The Buffalo Bills team, or franchise in general, hadn't seen much success in years. And it was kind of a question mark what the Bills were doing because, with all those question marks about Stefon Diggs' personality and his character, no one really knew how he would fit in with a team that, didn't really have any success. They thought he was going to cause even more problems, maybe, hurt the development of quarterback Josh Allen. Now, fast forward a couple of years later, and literally all those narratives have been pushed out the window because Stefon Diggs and Josh Allen have become even better NFL players together. And Josh Allen has been an MVP candidate for the last 2 years. And that's basically because of Stefon Diggs, to be honest. I know everyone's going to give the quarterback credit, but Josh Allen really took that next leap when Stefon Diggs arrived. And that's what happens. I've praised the Bills in many, many videos talking about how I think young quarterbacks should always have a number one wide receiver that they could kind of trust in situations that might go wrong for them. But not a lot of teams do it. The Buffalo Bills wanted to make sure that they got their quarterback, and they did just that when they traded for Stefon Diggs, and it's worked out great for them. Now, Stefon Diggs and Josh Allen are known as the best friends of the league, so all those character things that were issues in Minnesota, the Buffalo Bills have not had a problem with that. They've seen instant success since Stefon Diggs arrived there, and overall, they're just going to continue to see that success because he's going to be around for 4 more years. Additional to his 1 year. So I think he's going to be around in Buffalo until 2027. I think the full numbers are. So 5 years. Overall, exciting times for the Buffalo Bills fans. The reason I think this contract is so good for the side of Buffalo, you didn't make him the highest paid wide receiver. You didn't make him the second highest paid wide receiver. And the reason I think this contract is good for Stefon Diggs, I mean, he is still one of the top paid wide receivers in the entire NFL. Maybe he wanted to be the highest. Maybe he wanted to be second highest. Wanted to be up there with, Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill. But I think staying with the team is much more beneficial for a career. There's so many times when we've seen, star players leave their current situations for, maybe a bigger bag somewhere else, or maybe they think they could even have more success at another place. However, more times than not, the player ends up not being the same player that they once were, which ultimately leads to them getting cut and not even getting that full contract anyway. We're going to have to wait and see with Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams. I know they are two phenomenal wide receivers in the NFL, but being used in a different offense, having to run a different scheme, sometimes those wide receivers, sometimes those different players that switch teams, they don't always work out the way you expect it. So Stefon Diggs, he knows what he is in Buffalo. He knows he's going to get the touches he wants. He's the number one wide receiver there. No ifs, whens, or buts about it. The Buffalo Bills team added another good wide receiver in Jamison Crowder. Gabriel Davis had a really good breakout season last year. The Buffalo Bills are a scary team, and Stefon Diggs is going to be sticking around to continue making that team as scary as they are right now. And overall, as a Jeff fan, it stinks to say, but I try to be as unbiased as possible. The Buffalo Bills are one of the most talented teams across the board in the entire NFL, whether it comes, defensively or offensively. They just have a great team right now. And I'm definitely excited to see what they could do as they push towards the Super Bowl closer and closer a little bit every single year. We'll have to wait and see. But overall, a great contract for Stefon Diggs from, his standpoint and the Buffalo Bills standpoint. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments below. Do you guys think that this is the right choice? Do you think that Stefon Diggs should have been the highest paid receiver in the NFL? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. It helps out the channel so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.